reminiscing today and using the all-time, old-time goodies and all that stuff.
And to me, we have a culture passed by no other civilization, but we don't know anything about it.
I think you can always write something that the people will understand.
Thank God that He gave me the energy to carry out the role. But I was just playing a part for humanity, and I'm still playing a part for humanity. That's my role.
Hello all. This is Julian Butts, aka Distinguished Legacy. Thank you so much for joining us, wherever you are and wherever you may be. This is another episode of Soundtrack to My Life, Season 4. We're opening up with new content, new guests, new information, and new empowerment. Today, I'm fortunate enough to have someone with me to discuss the album and endeavors. She's a great person, great spirit, super entrepreneur, Jasmine Glenn. How you doing today, Miss Glenn?
I'm doing great. I'm grateful.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming. I wanted Jasmine here for season 4 because this marks, of course, the 1-year celebration of Soundtrack to My Life. And when the first episode dropped, I did Lauryn Hill, and I may have had 400 followers at the time. And one of the first few people that spoke to me about the content and what they thought about it was Jasmine, somebody that I hadn't communicated with since high school. So it's just, this speaks to karma, right? Because positive energy comes back, and who would have known a year later that you'd be doing what you're doing now?
This is true.
And then I can highlight what you're doing.
You're right. You're right.
So speak on that Cool Drool. Like, how did the idea come about? Just kind of speak on it a little bit in your experience.
Okay, so Cool Drool, it's not where I want it to be yet.
Of course.
But the initial idea came from just being a dog lover. I've always loved dogs. I love my dog. Literally when I leave my home, I hate leaving my dog. Like, I really do. I hate leaving him. Like, he makes me, you can tell he's sad, I'm sad. It's just like, dang, I wish I could take my dog everywhere. So I started thinking about, making another place where eventually dogs and their dog owners could go.
Right.
Like, my initial goal is to have my own, like, ice cream dog park type of place.
Awesome. Absolutely.
Where people could go have a dessert with their dog.
Amazing.
But right now, starting out, I really go out to places and I give different, dog owners, their dogs ice cream. Mm-hmm. And I've just found that, like, I love dogs. So I love that I'm able to make the owners happy, to make the dogs happy. I have a connection with the dogs. Like, I just love it. So Cool Drool is a dairy-free, organic dog ice cream. And it's healthy. I wanted to give animals something that, we as people eat. A lot of people just give their dogs, kibble.
Anything. Right.
If you really love your dog, why can't your dog have what you have?
Right.
And not in the sense of, my dog has to live this life of luxury, but just like health-wise.
Right.
So that's where Cool Drool came from.
That's awesome. And is that's your dog on the logo?
That is, yes.
Oh, God.
This is
That's
it. I sat up there and with a few different people when we designed this. I gave them a picture of my dog. I said, this is what we got to do. And it wasn't until we got it right. So this is Cool Drool right here.
Amazing. And I think the dopest thing about what you offer in that endeavor is it's a lane that is very niche as it pertains to Black representation. You don't really associate Black representation with dog treats, and I think that's amazing. I'm looking forward to what it's gonna look like 5 to 10 years from now, and it starts with an idea. So I'm a person that is positive about the idea that it's not where you want it to be right now, but it is important to highlight it. It's important for people to catch on. So if there's how do people get in contact with you if they're looking to meet you at a dog park to try Cool Drool, or if they just want to follow any of your websites or pages, how do people go about doing that?
Yes. So I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram. Instagram right now is the best communication for me.
Right.
We literally post our weekly schedules for the weekend. And right now I've been working with 3 different dog parks, Piedmont Park, Freedom Dog Parkway, and the Beltline. And it really just depends on the mood. Like if there's an event going on at Piedmont Park, I know I'm there.
Right.
They already have a dog park, so it's amazing. Like you see so many different dog owners out there. The Beltline, a lot of people just looking for something to do and
Right.
have their dogs with them.
Right.
That's a good way.
Right.
And then the Freedom Dog Parkway, that's just strictly a dog park, and I mean there's dogs there. So, but right now, go to my Instagram page, which is CoolDrool_. And just look for those updates. I'm still working on my website just because I want it to be personalized, you know,
Right.
with footage of me actually going out. But that's coming soon. But just follow for updates.
There you go. There you go. And I'm about to say I saw the like it was almost like a commercial type trailer type deal that you did on your Cool Drew page. It looked really dope.
Thank you.
And you narrated it, right?
Yes.
Look
thank
at you.
you.
Look at you expanding in things. But yeah, it's really dope. People tap in, like you follow the page, communicate with if you're interested in the idea or meeting or learning anything about Cool Drew. Of course, the endeavors are one thing, but another thing that is a universal language is the music. And we're here now discussing Prince's 1984's project, Purple Rain. Another reason why I chose Miss Glenn was because I knew she had the gravitas to discuss this in a manner that would give him the respect that it deserves. So if you could be so kind to pick up the vinyl and unwrap it, so to speak. And I guess while you're doing that, what are like, when you think about Prince and or Purple Rain, what comes to your mind in that process?
You know, I think of not just the album, but the movie as well.
Yes, yes. They're one and the same, right?
Yes.
And Purple Rain was one of the best movies at the time, one of the best soundtracks at the time, and one of the best artists. And he got, you know, regards for those things simultaneously, right? All at one time. He was, you know, Grammy nominated, Emmy nominated, all those awards that you could accumulate by a project, right? Doing a score to an album that you're a leading role in. I think that speaks to his talent level, and it's something that must be recognized. So if you could like open it, so to speak, see if he has anything in there for us, or does he have any pictures, or is it just the vinyl?
Let's see. Ooh, just a drop.
I said, hold on to it. Look at that. That's super dope. So like, I guess absolutely. Like for me, one of the biggest things I took away from my first understandings of Prince was his challenge to what I thought masculinity was. Right? When you think of a macho man, you think of, you know, this super dude with a hard hat and a bunch of tools around his belt, but he's every bit as just as a man as everybody else, and he presents an elegance, very in tune with himself. And I think he broke the mold as far as, you know, what we thought about, you know, that masculine aspect. So like, is this something like when you think of your first memory of him, like what comes to mind to you? Was anybody in your family big Prince fans, or like?
Yes. Prince definitely was different. The way he dressed,
right.
Just even certain things that a lot of people would, you know, question these days.
Right.
You know, makeup.
Right.
To me, it was always just like your rock stars. Like,
right. Right.
They always, you know, covered their faces with makeup.
Right.
But with Prince, his confidence was next level.
Right.
So like, the fact that he was so comfortable with himself, it just, you didn't have to question him. It's
right.
like, the man is talented.
Right.
He's here to do what, you know, he's here to do, and he did that. He did
right.
just that. So that's one thing that I really love about Prince. Just
right.
that he had this, I really don't care about what y'all think
At
of
all.
me.
Right,
like,
right.
I'm that man. So
period. And over time, that's one of them things that you learned, like even the people that may have not understood from the beginning, I think they grew to appreciate because the work started to speak for itself. if you could be so kind, you swap them out here, and you want to take a look, or you want, if you wanted to think of some of the songs that may have sticked out, or is it a specific scene, anything of that nature?
You know, on this album, one of my favorite songs is "Darling Nikki." Love that
Wow.
song.
Okay.
Love that song. Love that song. It is crazy because when I was younger, it didn't really make sense, you know,
Right,
young,
right.
words, whatever.
Right.
I'm growing up and I'm singing these words because this song, like, this is a song I play today. Like,
Right.
I love this song.
Right.
Now I understand what it means, but to me, it wasn't even about, like, I guess you could say, like, this promiscuous woman. It was just like, this woman has you captivated. Like, you're so, like, he just put so much emphasis on how powerful women can be.
Right. Right.
And he was intrigued by it. So
Right.
it was just like,
Right.
this song right here, just from the instruments, from
Right.
what he's saying, he gave you imagery. Like,
Right.
you can picture
Right.
Nikki. I don't
Right.
know who Nikki is, but I can picture Nikki.
Right.
So that was definitely always been one of my favorite songs.
Right. I'm a big fan of the intro. Let's Go. Also the guitar solo. I mean, that was literally an exhibition on, or an example of what to do when it's time for you to rock out on a guitar solo. Darling Nikki, ironically, I was running this morning. I was stuck on Darling. I may have listened to Darling Nikki about 5 times. And I just thought it was daring, right? To, like, in the 80s, like, that may be, you know, that would captivate us if an artist released a song with that type of content, with that sort of imagery. Today, it would be like looked at like, wow, that was kind of vulgar. You know what I mean? But it was expressive. I appreciated it. It's not often where, you know, the picture is painted differently, almost like Usher's Trading Places, where it's like, you know, where you're on the receiving end of, you know what I mean, of kind of being wooed by a lady and things of that nature. So I thought it was really dope. So I guess in the conclusion, if you wanted to pick one song to go out to, what would it be and why?
On this album?
Yes.
If it's not Darling Nikki,
It can be.
yeah, but it's a toss-up between Darling Nikki and then The Beautiful Ones.
The Beautiful Ones. Yes.
Of course,
That's
classic.
actually Beautiful Ones is my favorite song on there.
Yes.
That's my favorite song on the project. Also, another dope thing I liked was it's 9 or 10 songs, about 44 minutes. That was kind of groundbreaking, right? Because during that period of time, you had, you know, anywhere from 12 to 15 songs. Albums can last anywhere between an hour and 30 minutes. And then you see now artists today kind of use that same manuscript, right? Their albums are 7 to 9 songs, lasting about 30 to 44 minutes.
Right.
That speaks to his genius too. So, of course, in conclusion, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it.
For having me.
Like I said, wherever you may be, however you may be listening, please tap into Cool Drew. Jasmine Glenn she has so much more to offer. I'm looking forward to seeing everything that she's gonna bring to the table, and, you know, see you all next time. So we're gonna pull the vinyl out.
Knew a girl named Nikki, I guess you could say she was a sex fiend. I met her in a hotel lobby, masturbating with a magazine. She said, how'd you like to waste some time? And I could not resist when I saw little Nikki grind.
You